Let's talk invasive species. While you're out on your property, it is really important to kind of keep your eyes primed for any invasives that might be creeping in. So for example, I found this lovely guy creeping up in our trail system. So as I was walking around, and even though there is a ton of greenery and they can tend to blend in, this is called tallow tree, aka also popcorn tree. This is on the Dirty Dozen list for Georgia and considered an invasive species. So it's definitely something that I wanted to uproot right away, get rid of, because if this starts to establishing, it can be really challenging to get rid of. But I thought I would take this as a talking point, not necessarily to share you all the ins and outs of tallow tree, but I wanted to talk about the importance of being able to recognize invasive species. So while you're out there, if I had not known that this was an invasive, I'd probably just look at it and say, oh, what a cute plant, what a cute little tree. And I would just walk on by and let it continue to establishing until, lo and behold, one day I wake up and I go out there and this little guy is now a massive tree and it's sprouting a whole bunch of other little guys and taking over my entire native ecosystem where nothing is going to grow except this. And so if you are unfamiliar with what invasive species can potentially be in your area, go to your local forestry commission, state agency, whatever it may be for your area, and look up invasive species. They should have some type of forest health website. You can also just Google invasive species in my state, in my county. And you should really be familiar, I would say, with half a dozen, with the top 6 most invasive species, because that way when you're walking around, you'll be able to recognize the difference between something that's invasive and things that are native, because you don't want to disrupt the native understory, the native plants from growing, but you don't want to allow these guys or anything that's invasive to get a foothold in your property and cause a ton of destruction that's especially going to be really expensive, if I'm honest, to get rid of if it gets too much of a foothold. If you're like, I have no idea if this is invasive, where do I go to verify? I highly recommend calling your county forester. Your county foresters work for you. They come out, they give you advice, but they can also help you ID. And so when they're walking the property, they'll be able to help you identify if you have any invasives, give you those recommendations on how to get rid of them, or if you simply just have questions of, hey, can you come look? I think I might have an invasive area over here. They'll be able to pop in and let you know. So if you got any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. I love to continue talking later.